Hello, dear listeners. I hope you are doing amazing. Back again in the evening as promised. I told you tomorrow I'll be posting about one of the worst crimes in history. It's just crazy as I was reading it because it's about a doctor, a healthcare provider, the last person you would expect harm from. So before we start, I would like to welcome you again to my channel, Killy Stories. And hopefully my voice can help you fall asleep easily. So let's get started. This guy's name is Harold Shipman. He was born in January 1946, Nottingham, England. He was born into a working-class family in Manchester, a very bright child. He became interested in medicine as he was watching his mother receive morphine injections to ease the pain she suffered from while she was dying of lung cancer. Poor her. In 1970, he received a medical degree from Leeds University, and a few years later, he became a general practitioner in Todmorden. In 1975, after it was discovered that he had written several fraudulent prescriptions for the opiate, I think it's a drug, to which he had become addicted, he was forced out of his practice and into a drug rehab. In 1977, Shipman found work as a general practitioner in the town of Hyde in Greater Manchester, where eventually he gained a lot of respect and his career was thriving again. In 1998, one of his patients, an 81-year-old lady, was discovered dead in her home, only hours after Shipman visited her. What a coincidence. So her family will obviously grow a bit suspicious of him, especially by the fact that her will had been changed to benefit Shipman, around £400,000 just for him, and also by Shipman's insistence that no autopsy was necessary. The death is just due to natural causes, obviously. In 2000, he was convicted on 15 counts of murder and 1 count of forgery and sentenced to life in prison. A government inquiry was ordered to determine how many more patients Shipman may have murdered, and in 2005, an official report found that he had killed an only estimated number of 250 victims. And it might be more. So, in most cases, Shipman would inject his victims with a lethal dose of painkiller, morphine, and then would sign a death certificate attributing that the incident was due to natural causes as usual. His motives were very unclear. No one really knows why this guy was doing it. So some speculated that Shipman may have been seeking to avenge the death of his mother, while others they suggested that he thought he was practicing euthanasia, removing from the population older people who might otherwise have become a burden to the healthcare system. A third possibility raised was that he derived pleasure from the knowledge that as a doctor he had the power of life or death over his patients, and that killing was the means through which he expressed this power. Despite his forgery of the will, financial gain appears not to have been a serious motive for Shipman. And guess this guy's end. He committed suicide by hanging himself in his cell. It's crazy, isn't it? So guys, thank you very much for listening, and I will see you in the next story. Hello dear listeners. I hope you are doing amazing. Back again in the evening as promised. I told you tomorrow I'll be posting about one of the worst crimes in history. It's just crazy as I was reading it, because it's about a doctor, a healthcare provider, the last person you would expect harm from. So before we start, I would like to welcome you again to my channel, Killy Stories.